Howdy, I'm Conda, and welcome back to the compound. So, I was working on the 100 subscribers special that I put out, I think a couple months ago now, and I was looking through old videos, including the first videos that were in the compound world here, and I realized that since pretty much the beginning, I have been talking about replacing the flag that I have above my house. So we're finally to the episode. We're finally doing the thing, and I'm gonna change the flag. Actually, I did have a new design for it planned out like 4 years ago, probably. And for some reason, I just never quite got to it. But the thing with building something kind of big like this is that you need a lot of materials. And some of the materials would be squid ink, so that you can make black dye, so that I can make black wool. So yeah, that is what I am currently doing. Also, this is a voiceover because this took a lot of gathering materials. It took so much, and I was not always up to voicing over stuff or like talking while I was recording, and so yeah. The grand total of all of the footage that I had to go through for this ended up being 5 hours, which I think is probably the longest footage I've had to comb through. Now, to be fair, it wasn't like 5 hours all in one sitting, but 5 hours for one build, kind of a lot. I think the only build that tops it would be the wall, and I didn't even end up making that video. But yeah, I'm basically just gonna be rambling for a little bit while we gather these materials. So yeah, let's hang out and just chat. This is a river that I found, like, outside. Like, you can see, if I surface, you can see the bridge that I made that, like, goes out of the compound to another village, like a little ways away. And so I just planted myself in this river and swam back and forth as the squids were spawning, because I needed an insane amount of black ink, or black dye. I needed like 10 stacks, 11 stacks, 13 stacks, something like that. A lot. I needed a lot. And originally, I was going to make the flag black, purple, and red, and then I realized, like, that would look really good with the house, but it doesn't fit the brand, like the channel brand, which is like the green and yellow colors. And so I ended up switching it, but it still has black, so it will be black, green, and yellow now. So definitely still need all of the squid ink. So this project has taken kind of an insane amount of time. Like, not only time actually playing the game, but time outside of the game, because, I mean, I talked a little bit about some of the stuff going on with my computer in my previous video, the, like, episode 8.5 in the compound. Man, what even was happening then? My computer has just, like, it's been having a temper tantrum, basically since the beginning of December, I think. I think in the beginning of December it was the Windows installation? Yes, oh my goodness, the stuff that started it all. I was trying to play Baldur's Gate on my desktop, and it required a graphics driver update. At least it said that it did, but it updated those drivers and somehow, like, corrupted the drivers at the same time? I don't know. But it totally broke everything. It popped back up. Like, I I was able to restart the computer, but when I restarted the computer, it had no sound, which how did that even work? I don't know. But the sound went away, and it wasn't recognizing that anything was plugged in, and so I had to do some research, and I was able to reset the computer to the point that it recognized that stuff was plugged in, but there was still no sound playing. And I think I talked about this in that video. But, so I got all of that dealt with, and it was kind of okay, and I managed to keep this world. I was able to pull it off of, put it on a flash drive, except I didn't actually put it on a flash drive, but it ended up in the cloud anyway. And so it was saved, and everything was working just fine for a little bit. Like, I was able to do the Thankmas stream on the winter solstice, and that was a fun time, and the graphics card did great. But it started having this issue where if I didn't have something playing on the screen, it would just kind of functionally freeze. Like, my mouse would move around, but I couldn't do anything on the screen. And so that was hard, because it would be like I would have to have a video running and then walk off if I wanted to go to the bathroom or something, or go get food. I had to leave something playing on my computer, which is not what I usually do. I usually pause whatever's playing on my computer when I'm going somewhere else, but yeah. And the only way that I would be able to reset it is if I completely turned the computer off, press and held the power button, which is not good for your computer to do that, especially not as often as I was having to do that. So I was like, okay, yeah, I definitely need to figure out what's going on here. And I ended up having to replace the graphics card, and I was like, okay, cool. Well, the graphics card's replaced, so that means it's all better now, right? Also, what are we doing now? Looks like we're taking the black dye back. And I guess we're probably going to be switching together the next material, which I think is green dye. I think we're going for cacti now. But I guess we will see in a second. But yeah, I replaced the graphics card, which it's a really nice graphics card. RTX 3060. It's much better than the one that I previously had. Oh, we're going to dye the wool black. That makes sense. But, got that plugged in, and it worked really nice for a day. And then it continued having issues. And I can't fully remember what the issues were then, at that point. But I remember that it was still not working. It was still occasionally freezing and stuff like that. And so I looked it up, and it was like, oh, well, it could be that my SSD was dying, which if you've been around if you've been a part of the channel since the beginning, you know that that's actually what happened at the very start of my channel. Was the SSD that I had died on the day that I was going to upload my first video. So I'm experienced with that, at least, but it took 3 days to get that fixed. And it was the drive that my Minecraft world was stored on. So I once again had to be sure that I saved it somewhere else, which, to be fair, I actually haven't played on this world since I had to do that. That was this past weekend that I had to do that fix. So I definitely hope that I save this world, because I have one more video planned, which that's just a little hint. I have one more video planned, and then it's going to be the end of the Compound series. But anyhow, yeah, I got that fixed. It took a very long time, and it was very frustrating because it was giving me a bunch of errors that I'd never worked with before, And I was telling my mom, like, this has been a great learning experience. Like, having to figure out how to fix a computer, but, like, very expensive learning experience. Computer parts are expensive, guys. Especially when they keep kind of bugging out one after the other. But yeah, so I got that fixed, and then booted up the computer and everything was working, and then it just randomly crashed with a memory error, and I was like, huh? So yeah, then I discovered the RAM had died. So had to fix that. But in the process of fixing that, I did get an upgrade of the RAM, so I went from like 24 gigs of RAM to 32 gigs of RAM. And I don't know if this means anything to anybody. I know I've got some computer science people or like software engineers that watch from old comments. But yeah. So basically, a large majority of my computer has been replaced over the past couple of months. But finally, everything is working, and it's working really smooth, and it's been running smooth for the past few days, so we're hoping that that sticks. But yeah, so that's everything that happened with the computer. But some stuff also happened, kind of, I'm guessing because of the computer, stuff was also happening with this Minecraft world, because Minecraft was having some issues. But I think we'll see a bit of that in a little bit. It was, not gonna lie, pretty frustrating, because it added to the amount of time that I had to take gathering materials, but we'll get to that. So, yeah. Also, planning this whole build was a wild ride. I think maybe I'll like post somewhere, like maybe in a community post or something, a screenshot of my little document that I have planning this, because I have a little like checklist of all of the materials I needed. And then I've got another checklist of like the wool farm materials, which I will show later in the video. And then I've got some stuff that just looks like straight up gibberish, but it's like it's my diagram for what I wanted the design to look like. And it's like one little quadrant of the flag, like a little quarter up in the top corner. And then I've got a bunch of numbers that are supposed to signify the wave pattern, because I wanted it to look like it was waving. So yeah, this document looks wild, and I think you'll kind of see when I actually get to the building of it that it took me a while to read it, because I think I made the document like a month before I actually was building it in this world, and so I had like low-key forgotten how to read the document. But anyhow, so what are we up to now? We're coming out of the big hole in the ground that I made, which I kind of want to do this in the next world that I make, which will be, okay, I was going to say it'll be very soon. I thought that this episode would be very soon, but you know, life set me back, and also the holidays and wanting to spend time with my family and stuff, so. But one of the next episodes will be in a new survival world, and we're starting from scratch. But I'm curious if anybody has any like video ideas for upcoming stuff. Please let me know in the comments. Oh, I think, yeah, I'm heading to a desert. I think I cut before I actually go to the desert, but I was going to get some cacti because I needed more of them, I believe. And then I had to collect a bunch of yellow flowers, of course. Because I think yellow flowers are the only way to collect the yellow dye, which I've got to say, not very efficient. Or like, I guess, I don't know. It takes a long time to go find some flowers. But yeah, and then I think I have a clip here in just a second. Oh, we're coming up on what happened. So at this point I've gathered all of the materials and I'm getting ready. Like, I'm taking out the black stone wall, getting everything in the chest ready so that I can go, like, the next thing I wanted to do is go build the flag. And I think I'm even, yep, typing in the chat something along the lines of, and with that, the materials are all gathered. I was so optimistic. Also, I apologize if, like, the quality of the video dropped from, like, the first clip. I'm not totally sure what that is. On the editing software I'm using, it looks like the quality is a little bit worse, so yeah, I'll have to check out my OBS settings and see what's going on with that. But yeah, this is a time lapse of me taking down the flag that I had previously, which Minecraft sounds sped up. Kinda crazy. I think this is sped up like 1600%, so we're going fast. We're moving real fast. I was very proud of myself when I thought to make shears instead of punching the wool one by one, because that was going to take hours, I bet. So, and I've got a bunch of iron just kind of laying around without a use at the moment, so might as well use it for this. And I think it's all taken down, so now I'm trying to figure out, yeah, where I'm going to be putting the next one. And I'm getting the flagpole put up, which is made out of the polished black stone walls. And then I'm making myself a little staircase so that I can climb up easily. And I'll let her take over to tell you about what is about to happen. You can hear her clicking, but she'll talk in a second. Okay. Let's go. Try to make sense of this. Oh no. The game crashed. So, the game crashed, and I lost all of the materials that I had been gathering for the first part of this video. Which meant that I needed wool again, for one thing, and this is my wool farm. It is not humane, and I don't like that I had to do it, but like, it gathers wool so fast, but I felt awful because the sheep are just trapped underground. So yeah, in the future I really want to do something that's gonna be better. And also, this was a clip that I included because, yeah, that's a pillager tower that is outside of my build, like near the village that I live in. And I just wanted yellow flowers, but I found a whole mob of them. Did you hear all of those crossbows? They were all charging up at the same time. Like, that's terrifying. But also my armor is kind of overpowered, and so I was fine. But if I didn't have overpowered armor and like really nice weapons, I would have freaked out. But we're finally building now. So, yeah. This is gonna be very messy, but we'll clean it up later. Enjoy a time lapse that's about to happen of me building. And yeah, and some nice music, because I included nice music. So, enjoy! So yeah, there's the big reveal. The compound finally has a flag that I'm really proud of. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and even though it took so long, I'm so glad that I took the time to do it, because I love it. It looks so cool. Please let me know what y'all think in the comments. And also, real quick, I'm just like changing out the banners that I have in front of the house, because you gotta make sure it matches. But yeah, thanks for hanging out and watching me replace my flag. I will see y'all next time for the final episode in the compound. Bye!